the world will be different, because I have understanding.
Understanding of what, Master?
Of digital watches. And soon I shall have understanding of videocassette recorders and car telephones. And when I have understanding of them, I shall have understanding of computers. And when I have understanding of computers, I shall be the supreme being. God isn't interested in technology. He knows nothing of the potential of the microchip or the Silicon Revolution. Look how he spends his time. 43 species of parrots. Nipples for men.
Slugs.
Slugs? He created slugs. If I were creating a world, I wouldn't mess about with butterflies and daffodils. I would have started with lasers. 8 o'clock, day one. Oh! Sorry.
I just can't wait for the new technological dawn.
Something rather magical about radio waves. They're actually a sort of invisible energy. This aerial can actually pick up enough of this energy to power this primitive receiver I made. It has no battery. It relies entirely on harnessing the energy of the radio waves in the air.
Trespasses and sins in which you once walked, following the course of this world, following the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that is now at work in the sons of disobedience, among whom we all once lived in the passions of our flesh, carrying out the desires of the body and the mind, and were by nature children of wrath, like the rest of mankind.
Wi-Fi. You might take it for granted, but when you stop and think about it, it's pretty miraculous. It gives us the power to send huge amounts of data through the air.
Prince of the power of the air, the spirit.
Responded. Electromagnetic field meters are perhaps the most popular form of ghost hunting equipment, and essentially what they do is they are supposed to register when a ghost manifests. So you can utilize this to note where a ghost is. Sometimes ghosts can answer questions through it by making the EMF increase, and it's a very popular tool, in fact.
When you press send on your favorite messaging app, your mobile operating system sets off a chain of events that results in rhythmic ebbs and flows in the electromagnetic field in the surrounding space.
Electromagnetic field meters are perhaps the most popular form of ghost hunting equipment.
And all the world wondered and followed the beast. And they worshipped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshipped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to war with him?
Imagine living without your cell phone. How about your internet service? Most people would give up a lot of things before parting with those two items. Consumer reporter John Matarese shows us the things we can't live without these days.
Like unto the beast, who is able to war with him? And there was given unto him a mouth that spake great things. And
this is an NBC special.
And he opened his mouth unto blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name, and his tabernacle, and them that dwell in heaven.
Because by the time you finish watching this video, you'll be hooked on at least 2 of these amazing series. Ready to see the best of the best Netflix has released? Number 10. Shadow and Bone. Love this one, which can destroy them. Ready to watch something deeper? If not, but it'll make dudes attack their pimp feel alive. Sky Rojo. Now get ready for peak intensity since Sky Rojo will so don't get to. And The Great Mageddon, an astonishing series German production brings have ceased to exist. They'll be persecuted. Number 6. That so many people like serious financial problems have famous actor, and if you enjoy cooking, produced by your favorite star, have to watch with elegant settings full of mystics and 7 Saints father of stealing his necklace. It's frightening. Make you read stars Margaret produced it. Sweet Tooth is about a world where children with animal features have been born.
And he opened his mouth unto blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name, and his tabernacle, and them that dwell in heaven. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints, and to overcome them, and power was given him over every kindred, and tongue, and nation. Therefore all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of that Lamb, which was slain from the beginning of the world. And I beheld another beast coming out of the earth, which had 2 horns like the Lamb, but he spake like the dragon. And he did all that the first beast could do before him, And he caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed. And he did great wonders.
Watch.com lists a number of things you no longer need due to changing technologies. They include GPS devices. Your phone or car now does the same thing. DVD or Blu-ray players being killed off by streaming. Long distance is essentially free on your cell phone and desktop computers.
And he did all that the first beast could do before him. And he caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed. So that he made fire come down from heaven on the earth.
Energy weapons, also known as DEWs, are weapons that deploy a highly focused energy beam, including lasers, microwaves, and particle beams. After decades of research in the United States, defense contractors announced back in 2015 that these systems are expected to come online by 2020. And are currently announcing that they are ready to deploy.
That he made fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceived them that dwell on the earth by the signs which were permitted to him to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make the image of the beast, which had the wound of a sword, and did live. And it was permitted to him to give a spirit unto the image of the beast, so that the image of the beast should speak. And he made all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand, or in their foreheads.
Reports on a major new study which for the first time shows cell phones do seem to have some mysterious effect on the brain.
Some are calling the study a landmark event in our understanding of how cell phones affect the human body. 47 participants had cell phones placed on their left and right ears. One cell phone was activated but muted, the other was turned off. After 50 minutes, the researchers took PET scans of the subjects. Look at what they found. The image on the left shows what happened when the cell phone was turned on. The most active areas are in red. Notice the upper right part of the brain. That's the area closest to the antenna. Compare that with this image on the right of the same subject when they had their cell phones turned off.
To receive a mark.
Some are calling the study a landmark event.
Wireless technology is rapidly evolving and is playing an important increasing role in our daily lives throughout the world. Ever thought, then how does wireless communication transmit signal across the air or free space? The answer is antenna.
The word antenna originates from a Greek word, karaia, which means horn. Karaia, properly, a little horn.
After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, terrifying and dreadful, exceedingly strong. It had great iron teeth. It devoured, and broke in pieces, and stamped what was left with its feet. It was different from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another horn, a little one, before which 3 of the first horns were plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking great things.
The early morning after Easter at 3 o'clock in the morning in 2022, this year, I was extremely sick. I couldn't breathe, and this had been going on for over a week. I couldn't sleep because I couldn't breathe. Like, I would try to close my eyes and sleep, but then I would lose my breath, and I was miserable. I just wanted to die. So it was escalating, and I had a sharp pain. Every time I breathed in, I had a sharp pain. I called my parents, and my dad had some medical experience, and I told him my symptoms, and he said, look, it sounds like you have pneumonia. It's very serious, and you need to go to the doctor. And that's not something that I felt comfortable doing. And so I had a very, very, very dry cough, and it was hard for me to cough because it takes a lot of breath to cough. But I just would have this dry cough this whole time. So the early morning after Easter, I got down on my knees and I said, God, thy will be done. if this is my time to die, if this is how I'm going to die, just let me die. But if you have anything left for me on this earth, I want to serve you. I want to do right by you. And so give me that chance if you have that for me. And I, of course, first confessed my sins, and I thanked God for everything he'd given me. Not even a moment later, after saying amen, I coughed, just a tiny cough. And a chunk of water, literally water, it wasn't like phlegm, it was just clear liquid, flew out of my mouth from my lungs, and I could suddenly breathe. Okay, so then I heard a message, and this is not like something I've heard before, not like something that came from my own head, and it said, get off your phone, get off the internet, get rid of all your technology. And I was like, I know I'm healed and all, but what? So then, just to make double sure, because I was like a little bit taken aback by Jesus's command of me. And so I said, Christ, if this is you, I need a sign. And so I said, give me a sign of a ladybug, which is the sign that my very good friend and mentor, Casey, uses to communicate with God. And he's communicated with her through that in the past. And so I said that, and I did not want to see the sign. I didn't want to see it. I was like, oh, gosh, this is just going to be so horrible. My whole business is on the internet. I mean, like, everything I do is on the internet. I'm a creator. I like to create things. I like to make music. I like to draw on my tablet. Like, this is going to be just the end of everything I love to do on my free time, or just all the time. And so I said, give me the sign of a ladybug. And the very next morning, I was watching American Dad, which I always watch. And right off the bat, a ladybug was part of the show suddenly. And I had seen that episode before, but I never remember seeing the ladybug. So within the next 24 hours, I continued to see ladybugs 2 more times on different shows that I watch. So I said, God, what am I to do? And by October, I have to get rid of my phone, and I'm going to get rid of it probably sooner than October, probably within the next couple weeks, once I figure out what I'm going to do, which I think I'm going to just forward everything to my sister's phone. I don't know. But I just want to say that I would not testify this experience had it not happened. This is exactly the way that it happened. I know the seriousness of lying about God and lying about things that God has done to people, or like has done for people, the miracles, lying about miracles. I know the sins of that is very serious, and I would not do that. I'm not lying. This really happened. God didn't tell me to spread the word and tell everybody to get off their phones. Maybe that will be in the future. I don't know. God just told me, get off your phone, get rid of it. It's evil, and get rid of all the technology that you have around you. Don't. And I think that to me, I feel like God is putting me on a path. He knows the right path for me, and he knows that these things are holding me back. But also, when I interpret the visions of end times that have come in the Bible, I hear them or see them as being in this day and age, and as describing the generations of technology that have come about. And if you look at the world, what kind of destruction have these technologies caused? They say in the Bible, people, in the end, people will always be learning, but never will be coming to the truth. And when they describe one of the beasts as the beast created an image or an idol of itself and gave spirit to that idol so that it could speak to people. So as if, like, imagine if the cross could speak to us. Well, the image of the idol is the phone. And the phone obviously speaks to us and, you know, speaks back to us. And who was the last, what image or idol have you last bowed your head to? Because right now, as I'm speaking on my phone, my head is bowed to my phone. And so I no longer want to worship the beast. And this is very difficult for me because everybody in my world is like, no, this is not a good thing. Don't get rid of your phone. And I'm thinking, like, what about my job? I just finally got a part-time job at a restaurant, which does pretty good, but I'm like, how am I going to, like, survive? But I have to trust in God. I have to trust in God and follow what he shows me and where he sends me. And I believe that he will send me through the right path, or the path that he wants me to take. And in that prayer, I told God, I want to serve you. If you have something left for me to do here, then I want to serve you. And this is the first step that I have to take to serve God in this world. And so that's what I'm going to do. And so this is probably going to be my last video. And I really just wanted to make this video to just try to illustrate and explain what I believe this technology and these devices are made for, and what we're doing when we bow our heads to the image of our phone that has the spirit breathed into it through the air of the beast.
When I don't really know where I am, when I don't really know where I should be, I pray to the Lord, I ask him. He says evil's around you and you can't see it. He said Satan, he will fool you if you're not with me. He said he's a soul catcher, I bet you. He thinks that he'll get you, but not without your permission. He'll seduce you, abuse you, he'll do all his work through you. So I think that you better listen. He's a soul catcher, I bet you. Let your guard down. I pray to the Lord, he's the God of your world. He said he's a soul catcher, I bet you. He thinks that he'll get you. You won't see it. But he's coming for you. 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 He's a soul catcher, I bet you. Let your guard down, didn't you? Didn't ya? I bet you lay your guard down, didn't ya? When he comes knocking, don't let him in. When he comes knocking, you won't see it. But he's coming for you. But he's coming for you. He's a soul catcher, I bet you let your guard down, didn't ya? He's a soul catcher, I bet you. But not without your permission.